Staring out the window, reaching for a North Star, waiting just to wake up from this nightmare where you could be right back in my arms, dancing to the limbo.
So this week I am in Scotland, Edinburgh to be exact, and of course the Scots known for their haggis and their fried Mars bars. Haggis, if you don't know what that is, definitely Google that because I think we'll be seeing it a lot during the week. But yeah, we're traveling just like old times. I'll be showing you around the city this week and then showing you some of the best vegan spots to be eating at if you visit. So I hope you all enjoy. So this is Seeds for the Soul, and they're going to be opening in about 15 minutes. So this was the place that I went first to for breakfast right off of the train. If you didn't see that vlog, definitely go and check it out. This was minimal sleep, but this cafe was super cute. There was saleable artwork on the side of like foxes and rabbits, so it was cool to look around. And the good thing to note is that this place opens from 10 to 10, so there was literally a menu for everything. Sandwiches, pancakes, to bigger meals later on in the day. And the things that I've ordered here, we have a full English as well as some breakfast pancakes. What I particularly actually liked about the meal was actually the tofu scramble. It was very, very light. Like they didn't over salt it, they didn't over season it. And the pancakes were nice and light and fluffy as well. But actually what won me over was the square style kind of a sausage patty. It reminded me of a sausage McMuffin, that kind of a texture. And I believe it was by Moving Mountains, which was what the lovely waitress had said.
Ever since that day out in the park, and I don't know if this is love, but maybe.
It's like a breakfast sausage patty. It's really actually quite good. And then this is kind of like a softer tofu scramble. A little bit of black salt. Quite nice.
This is love with just a face.
Reservation. So the restaurant I went to for dinner my first night was the Hendersons, and I was really glad that I did because it was so pretty inside. And this place actually has quite the history for being the longest running vegetarian restaurant in the UK. And unfortunately they closed down in 2020 because of lockdown, but they actually reopened back in Edinburgh in 2021. So everything is vegetarian, and the ones with the V and the V stars can be vegan or made vegan.
Starting to think it doesn't have to be this way. I don't have to wash away the pain with liquid courage, liquid courage. I lick the scourge, I lick the scourge. Now I'm starting to think it doesn't have to be this way. I don't have to wash away the pain with liquid courage, liquid
That mixed board was quite good. There was some hummus and also like a mushroom pate, so it really satisfied a lot of things. But the number one thing that I got during dinner was this famous Henderson's haggis. So there's like a whiskey, I think like a parsnip, cream sauce, and inside's just kind of like a mix of different, probably like nuts, vegetables, etc., etc. So this had some really nice flavors to it. It was quite balanced. Kind of looks looks as it is, not too strong and not too heavy.
To wash away the pain with liquid courage, liquid courage. I lick the scourge, I lick the scourge.
The second thing I got was this mushroom cobbler, and on the menu it said that it was made with Guinness, but the flavor of Guinness is just so overpowering that I almost felt like it was a bit bitter. I mean, the flavors were nice. I added a little bit of salt to it afterwards, and that seemed to help. But yeah, I think maybe adding a little bit of acid to it might be nice. The biscuit cobblers on the top was quite nice though, and it felt very comforting.
Lick the scourge now. I'm starting to think it doesn't have to be this way. I don't have to wash away the pain with liquid courage, liquid courage. I lick the scourge, lick the scourge. You know what?
So this is a sticky toffee pudding with microgreens and pansies. So we're headed to Chapter 1 coffee shop this morning.
I'm starting to think it doesn't have to be this way. I don't have to wash away the pain.
Okay, so it is the day after, and in the morning I head to Chapter 1 coffee shop, and I'd say it was one of my favorite cafes just because it had a nice homey vibe to it, and there were plenty of lunch options, so a bunch of different sandwiches, but also for breakfast you have your different lattes and your different breakfast items. So after eating out for a few meals and then having the full English, everything just got so heavy. So this Scottish porridge was such a reprieve, and it was really delicious. It had like almonds and coconuts and blueberries in it. It was just nice and thick and hearty, but light as well, which I loved. So they had a full English in here as well, only with the Scottish style, it's a piece of haggis instead. And I don't know how anybody makes their haggises, but everybody has a version. And I actually found this one to be quite lovely. Like, it was nice and savory and kind of like that little bit of salt that I needed in relations to the rest of the meal. I'm walking to Black Rabbit now, which is just it's a takeaway restaurant right here. So let's see. Some croissants, different cakes. So So a lot of viewers had told me not to miss Black Rabbit, and I was en route to going on a food tour and a Johnny Walker tour as well, so I just wanted a quick bite to eat. And you can see in here, it's, you know, kind of like a deli setting, but there was also a ton of vegan products here, like vegan cheeses, vegan chocolates, vegan snacks. So you can definitely come in and do a little bit of shopping. And yes, I did get that cinnamon roll that we had seen outside. But what I heard over and over again was people coming in and ordering the haggis melt, the haggis and cheese sandwich. And I believe they source their Gouda. Well, I don't know what type of Gouda. I should have asked because it was so good. And they also had a katsu baguette, which was their sandwich of the day. And it was already sold out, but I was so glad to be able to get just the haggis melt. I've pretty much found a local park with a bench to enjoy. This vegan haggis and cheese sandwich was amazing. I had not had a toasted cheese sandwich for such a long time because I don't really like vegan cheeses, but this one was delicious, and whatever they did to make the haggis, so it was just like a very savory, cheesy melt. One thing I will say is it is super rich, so if you go, definitely share it with a friend, because I think half of a sandwich is probably the max that you can eat.
Don't start acting friendly when the checks come through. I thought it was a race, but no one's in my lane. Going without a trace. Yeah. Setting my own pace. I know one thing's for sure, nobody's invincible. You wanna be perfect, but nobody's been that before. Validate yourself, 'cause these trends are gonna change, then move on to someone else. Now it's game over. I've got nothing left to lose. I'll just start over. What you really want, what you waiting.
So for dinner, Paradise Palms was one that was highly on the recommendation list as well. And you can see this place is so cool. There were stuffed animals hanging from the ceiling. They were going for this tiki bar vibe, but they used also a lot of Scottish ingredients as well. And it's good to note there's a side that's more for dining that's super quiet, and then there was this side which was just it was just more chill. It was a nice laid back darker vibe. There was also a stage for music. And fun fact, Paradise Palms is actually a record company as well. They work with local artists in the area, and they work on the second floor, which is the room, the highlighted room that we saw from outside.
It's time to level up. Meetings are never done. Don't need for player two. Still working on player one. Heart ain't broken, but it's bent. Tried to open up again. Gave and never got the same. Love's a losing game. Yes, it's game over. I've got nothing left to lose,
So as you can see from the menu, the choices for dinner here are very American barbecue. And I thought that the flavors were really great. But with things like the seitan and the little chicken pieces on the side, I would say that the seitan was very heavy. It was very heavy in the seitan. And so I would love to see them play around with the texture a little bit, maybe getting some shredding on the chicken, or just making it a little bit lighter and less heavy of the seitan pieces. But other than that, the flavors were quite good, and it's quite kind of like going out fun food.
my own pace. I know one thing's for sure, nobody's invincible. You wanna be perfect, but nobody's been that before.
So the next place that we're going to is Considerit, which is a fully vegan donut shop. Quite exciting because I feel like even in London, there are not completely fully dedicated donut shops.
What you waiting on? Go. I've got nothing left to lose.
new did you guys start making?
We're having quite well. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a peanut-free peanut butter cups. There's like trusted soybeans and stuff.
Oh, yum.
Yeah. It's kind of the same texture and taste as peanut butter.
Oh.
So, yeah.
And all of them? are?
Yeah, that's the same. And then this one's, do you know what these small chocolates came? White chocolate.
No, white chocolate raspberry.
Yeah.
Those ones at the front are filled with like a chocolate ganache.
Okay.
Like a chocolate you can actually truffle. The ones at the back are just a solid chocolate.
Casey, I don't wanna fall in love. Thought I had the time, but it's just not enough. Oh, I don't tend to give no trust like that.
So this was Considerit, and the shop was filled with filled donuts, unfilled donuts, and I heard that some people came from quite far away just to get their chocolate Easter eggs. So it's all vegan, filled like cream Easter eggs. So I think they might offer an online delivery service as well. So just to let you know that. Yeah, everybody was very nice in there. There was an indoor eating area, but because I had some antique shops to get to, so I decided to eat it out in the rain.
Should probably run away. Said fuck my friends' advice. Just come through tonight. I'll ruin my life with you, baby. But Casey, I don't wanna fall in love. Thought I had the time, but it's just not enough. Oh, I don't tell to give no trust.
This is an interesting place because right off of this, Beetroot Sauvage, a little bit kind of, I think, outside of the city center. It's a plant-based wellness center.
She took away all of my youth now. I'm 20 going on 42 now. I hesitate and then get chewed out. No point in conversations. I can't seem to shake this, 'cause she hangs on way too tight, like it's a dear life now. Should probably run away. Said f my friends' advice. Just come through tonight. I'll ruin my life with you, baby. But Casey, I don't wanna fall in love. Thought I had the time, but it's just not enough. Oh, I don't tell to give much like that. Whoa.
So it's a very cold, rainy day outside, so it's best to have a little soup. So this is a white bean and kale soup. And this was like a chicken sandwich with a cashew cream mayonnaise.
I mean, just adding a little extra commentary to this. Obviously, it's a yoga center, so you can do your yoga upstairs. This is a place where you can have some lunch. But again, after traveling for so long and having to eat out every meal and having the fry-ups and you know, all of the food, coming here was actually quite nice because everything was quite clean. They make all of their cheeses in-house and all of their breads and bakery stuff. And yeah, the soup and the chicken sandwich, even, you know, with the little sauce, was actually quite clean tasting. So it was really nice and rejuvenating.
My head got me conflicted with what you said. I tend to second guess myself, like too much. 'Cause I think that I've been falling ever since that day out in the park. And I don't know if this is love, but maybe this could be the start. Wondering if you feel the same. Wondering if.
So it was my last day in Edinburgh, and after, you know, eating all of these heavy meals and full English breakfast and, you know, like American barbecue, I really just missed like some pho or some Asian food. And I had heard some pretty good things about Saboteur, and for sure this is a very lively scene. It is next to universities. in the area, and so there were a lot of university students there that kept the place nice and loud. I would say that the options that we had there for dinner, there was really only 2 or 3 dishes, and I ended up getting a noodle dish and then also a rice dish. And of course, they serve non-vegan food as well, so I can't really comment on that. But on the vegan side of it, I think the taste was good, but it felt very general. Like the pho was very basic, and the rice dish was kind of just like a general stir fry. I'm not too sad about it because, again, the atmosphere is really good. But yeah, I think generally it's okay for vegans.
Just a phase. Oh, if I could have you, I would float and touch the moon. Know that when I'm with you, there's nothing we